All right, this should be video number 3. No, 4. Something, whatever. So this is 4. Once again, if you haven't seen previous videos, talk about candlesticks, trends, break of structure. Today, we're talking about liquidity. And what liquidity is areas in the market where there's a lot of orders, or like more orders, which is going to lead to more volume, right? The key thing is though is orders, right? So and I'm gonna explain like what orders can look like in the market in a little bit. I'm gonna explain it and show you a little bit. But liquidity is something that I use, or everybody uses, as either a target. So they're trade to liquidity. We trade once liquidity gets hit, so for me, that's the only two ways I kind of like trade. Is I trade to the liquidity, or trade off the liquidity once it gets hit, right? So I just pretty much think of these as like targets. Like if you're playing a game, or today we're trying to hit, and we're trying to hit this liquidity, or we're trying to wait for this liquidity to get hit and get a nice little reaction off it. But we got two examples of liquidity. We have buy side and we have sell side. I don't really like mark these as buy or sell side on my thing, but the thing about this is the way we find liquidity is at session highs and lows, right? So real quick, I want y'all to keep this in mind. So if you're in Central Time Zone, that's what I am. New York open is from 8:30 a.m. So I should probably write this down. Let's go ahead and go in here. I'm gonna write this down. Let's get over here. So how would I do this? We're just gonna do this. Boom. Oh no. I'm gonna write it down so there's no type of confusion. No, nothing. All right. New York session. So New York session. We have 8:30. Oh crap, I'm tripping. 8:30 a.m. to, I think it's 4 a.m. No, not 4 a.m. 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Asia session. We have, God dog, I can't type for nothing. 5 p.m. Let me do this so there's absolutely no confusion. 5 p.m. to, I think it's 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Last one, we have London session, which is 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. I know what you're thinking. Why is London session so small? I'll be honest, I don't know. I really don't know. I could probably figure it out, but I don't know. So boom, this is what we need to keep in mind. All right, it's gonna be very important. My camera's over here. Okay, just make sure I'm not blocking nothing, right? right here. Can I make this a little bigger? Bold. There we go. Boom. So New York session, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Asia session, 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. London session, 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. But once again, I really don't know why it's so short. I don't know, but that's the session, you know. And then the time after the London session closes, that's just pre-market, right? But we don't really like focus on pre-market, right? It's just pre-market. So the reason these are going to be key right here is another thing. I'm going to go ahead and just type this out. Is liquidity lies above, or I would say lies I'm gonna just say lays. I don't even know. Lies. I don't know which lays or lies. Is at session highs and session lows, right? And we're gonna mark these highs and lows because they're gonna be very, very important. You're gonna see once I dang, I wanted to only mark whatever. It's gonna be very important because there's a lot of like either take profit orders. There's a lot of limit sell order, limit buy orders, and I'm going to show what all that may look like at these levels and the reason why we wait for these to get hit. So I want y'all to keep this in mind. I would write this down, pause, write this down because I'm going to take off the screen. So this would be the time to write this down, take a screenshot, do whatever you want to, right? But yeah, liquidity is at session highs and session lows, right? So boom. Now that we got that understood, now we're going to go back to this picture real quick. I want you to imagine that this buy side liquidity, sell side liquidity. I think my camera is blocking it again. Hold on. I'm going to go up here. I hope this is not in the way. We're going to be up here. Gang, gang. Okay. I want you to imagine this buy side liquidity is a New York high, London high, and Asia high. I want you to imagine the sell side liquidity is like a New York low, Asia low, or a London low. I want you to keep in mind of what happens when this is getting hit and what reactions we are getting, right? Okay. We're gonna go find this on the real chart, and I'm gonna explain it a little bit better for y'all, right? And get you a good look at it. So how are we gonna find? Well, first we're gonna figure out how to mark session highs and lows. So it'll be easier if we're going to 30-minute hour or the hourly. So, right at the bottom down here, you can see when I'm moving. As I move, there's the time is going. So I can switch it so it's easy for y'all to see. And if you want to do this too, you can go. Where is it at? Where the heck? Here we go. Time format. If you want to click, switch it to 12 hour, then you can do that to help. So what we're going to do is we're going to find session highs and lows. So for instance, the reason I marked this Asia high is because if I go in a 30-minute time frame, right? Remember I told you Asia session opens at 5 p.m., which is over here, right? So let's get nice and close here. So let's bring this down just a little bit. So we have 5 p.m. right here. So Tuesday, 5 p.m. We opened up. Now we need to go find the highest point of the whole Asia session. So from 5 p.m. all the way to 3 a.m. we need to go find the highest point and the lowest point. and we're going to mark those. So what I like to do is going to help us get a very accurate mark. Remember I told you about the horizontal ray? If you forgot where it's at, you go over here to the trend tool things. Right here, I have it marked. I use this every day, every time I'm marking. And I also use this little weak magnet thing. If you want to click this little thing, just make sure it's on weak magnet, and I'm going to show you what it's going to do. So right now I'm going to erase this one. But what it does is when you're using this little cross and then you mark the horizontal ray, you'll see it'll pull straight to it. Bang. You see how it pulls straight to it? I want you to look at where it's meeting like this, where I'm just making an X. Look how like it's on where my cursor is. And when I get close to this, it's boom, it's going to automatically go to it, right? So what we do is we grab this, we click on it, and we're going to go and find where was the highest point that market went to in the session. So we have 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m., 6:30 right here, 7 p.m. And from 7 p.m. we just dumped, right? We went all the way down and there's 3 a.m. So the highest point of that session, this is the opening here, would be right here, right? And now we're going to go see mark. The way we're going to mark this, we're going to hit the settings. When you pop this up, it's going to have this little wheel. You're going to hit the settings. Then you're just going to type Asia high. Right? And a little shortcut I'm going to show you real quick, so you won't have to keep typing it in. So I'm going to put Asia high. You can put it in bold, whatever color, whatever like font you want. Boom, whatever color. It's on red for this one. So what I like to do to make it very easy is I want you to, so we're gonna keep it like this. Our Asia high, boom, that's our Asia high. We're gonna click this little thing right here, this little templates. Then we're gonna hit save drawing as. And what you're gonna do is type in Asia high, right? I already have it on here, but what I want you to do is you're gonna click save, right? Once you click save, I want you to do this. Go here, erase this line, grab the horizontal ray again. We're going to mark our Asia high again right here. Boom. Then when you're going to click this again, you're going to have your Asia high thing right here. I already have these, but look what happens when I click this. Boom. Asia high is labeled now, right? And I've done that for New York high, New York low, Asia high, Asia low, London high, London low, right? So once you do all of those, if you want to pause and do all those, or you want to do it later, you can. But that's when you see me clicking on that and you wonder how to do it so fast. That's what this is. Just have templates. I can change it to London high, London low, etc. Right? But this is our Asia high. Now, remember where I told y'all we're gonna incorporate, learn about trends and break of structure and all these things to start putting in trades and starting to get an idea. Well, today we're going to kind of look at that. So we're just going to focus on this Asia high right here first. We're going to worry about that. Now we're going to go in the lower time frame and see what happened when price hit this Asia high. All right. We got to go back a little bit. It's going to take a second. Hold on. We might have to go to the 5 minute. Okay, we got to go in the 5 minute. Whatever. All right. So this was our Asia high from that session. Now we have a New York open right here. Boom. We have 8:30. We open up and we start pushing up towards we're pushing up towards this Asia high. Now, remember I told you some people trade towards this Asia high. Some people are waiting for it to get hit and trade off of that. But I want you to just take note of what happened when price hit this Asia high. I want you to just take a good look and just kind of try to guess or try to get like what it looked like it happened when it hit this high, right? What it looked like it happened. All right. You hear me saying, oh, it's going down now. It was going up and now we're going down. And If you remember how we spotted that break, or we learned about breakup structure and how to identify that. Well, we made a low right here, and then we broke this low here, broke structure, and then bang. Then again, we broke another low here, right here, broke that low, made a low here, broke this, and we keep breaking lows. Now we're starting on a downtrend, right? So keep in mind, see, hold on. Uptrend, we start off, open up, boom, we're uptrending, we're trending up, trending up. We hit this, and now we're going down. We broke structure, and broke structure, boom, down. We're going down. So, real quick, I want to show you what, like, when I say orders or limit stop, buy stop, all these things, these take profit, stop loss. I'm gonna show you what these may look like. Let's just imagine we haven't hit this Asia high, right? Let's say people, okay, we go up, they want to get in a trade, and you know, they put a stop loss here, and then they have the take profit here, right? Take profit at this high. So when I say like orders, right? When we're in a buy order, once we get up here and price hits here, it's gonna sell it, right? Because that's how we would make money. We buy when we think price is going up. When it's at a higher price, we sell it, make profit, right? So that could be an example of an order. There's a sell order there waiting to get hit. That's what some people's take profit is a sell order. When it gets hit here, that's how they make profit. Now, some people could, you know, they could think this is a reversal or whatever for some reason, or you know, and they have their stop loss here, which this, you know, this would be a buy order, because we hit the sell button here. We think it's going down, all that, boom. We say we thought it was gonna go all the way down here. We hit the sell button, boom, it comes up here, and now it buys us out. And I'm gonna explain. Some people have asked, oh, how do you make money when you sell? And then I'm gonna explain that real quick, or in a little bit. But just know for now, just put in your head, just don't overcomplicate it. If you think price is going up, you want to buy. If you think price is gonna go down, you want to sell. If you just keep it up like that, then it's just not complicated. But I'll you know, look it up and show y'all the definition of why. I forgot. I think it's like you borrow a certain amount or something like that. I don't know. All right, so some people, yeah, they have their stop loss here, which means when this gets hit, they're gonna buy, and then they're gonna lose money. Also, too, people could have orders sitting here, so as soon as this gets hit, they're gonna be in longs, or they're hitting the buy button as soon as this gets hit, and they're targeting whatever, right? Also, too, you can have the opposite. As soon as this gets hit, we have people selling as soon as this gets hit, and they're targeting lower. So those are all examples of orders that could be at this level, right? I wish I could hold on. I can't do it on here. I don't know how to do it. Oh well. Well, yeah, I'd have to show on some. Oh, here we go. Boom. So it'll look something like this. If I can try to, right? They'll have a sell limit order. Boom. As soon as this gets hit, we're gonna be in the trade, right? This is an order right here. Okay, they got a stop loss here. Whatever. This is the same thing as an order right here. Boom. We have a sell limit. Now let's try to do, let's see, a buy limit. Some people have, as soon as it gets hit, they have take profit up there, stop loss down here. As soon as it gets hit, boom, they're in buys or in longs, and they're going up, right? So that's all examples of like orders that could be at this level, right? Now the reason we wait for, well, there's gonna be a couple steps in seeing a liquidity sweep. So a liquidity sweep is when price is gonna hit this high. You'll see most of the time you'll see wicks like right here. you'll see a lot of wicks at this level, or you might just see one and it just goes and it just dumps down. But this is what we call a liquidity sweep, right? Price came up, swept this liquidity, hit these, and it looks like, as we can tell, there were more sell orders here, because when we hit this, price immediately rejected it. We had a displacing candle down, displacing, or if you want to call it a bearish engulfing candle, or engulfing candle, is way bigger than this candle, and it really just showed the boom. We had some sell orders, and boom, it hit that, boom, right? That was our first, and there's another thing I'm seeing here too that we will get into in the next video. But remember the break-in structure too. So this was our red we made. So if we just wait for a break-in structure as our confirmation to get in the sell order, boom, as soon as you got into, let's say your sell order, we got that break-in structure, that candle closes, you put your stop loss wherever you would like, and you just target lower, right? This is an example of a trade entry, right? You get a trade based off of that, right? This is some of the things, like this is exactly how I would trade, right? If I'm not trading to it, I would wait for it to get hit. Oh, we got a break in structure, boom, right? Some people get in a little earlier when they start seeing wicks or whatever. It's very smart to wait on a break in structure on the 1 minute or the 5 minute, and then you get in, right? But this is a good example of a good trade to get in right here. We have liquidity sweep, break structure, and we enter. We're gonna find an example now. All right. So that's a Asia high right there. Let's see if we can find a low getting hit and see the opposite, right? Because I want to get the two forms of that if I can. Gotta find a good one. Let's see. No, that didn't get hit yet. Well, this could work actually. Yeah. So we have a New York low here. Boom. Because this is our lowest point of the New York session. 8 a.m. we didn't see 8:30, but we have 9 a.m. we got all the way down here at one point. 10, 11, 12, all the way to close. That was the lowest point. So this is our New York low. Now we're gonna go in the lower time frame and see what happened at this low. All right, we're just going to 5 minute. Let's see here. All right. So I want you to kind of take a look at what happened when we hit this low. Just kind of take it in, kind of see. Pretty much the opposite of what happened when we hit that New York high. Swept liquidity. Got a high here. Broke structure here. And then we could target. So once we break structure here, we could target. We can mark this. Be a stop loss be at this low. We can go for a 1 to 2 or whatever. And I'll explain our risk management too in another video. But just know, like, the whole goal is like, oh, price was going up, right? Price going back up. And then we touched it again and we bounced off it too. But either way, this was a good trade to take if you wanted to. Now we have liquidity sweep. Looks like buyers stepped in. We had this wick here. And we pushed up, broke structure. Nice V shape. And remember we talked about the breaking structure in that V shape. Look right here. So let me get this out of here. See the V shape we made? See that? V-shape recovery. I mean, you can just take trades like a lot of times off of that, and it works out pretty good. And then we made another New York low here, which this is really, so I can already tell you it literally happened again, right? It's crazy. It happened the next day. It's kind of insane. And you're gonna start picking up on this and be like, hold on, this is, oh wait, that is not the low. Boom, boom, boom. That's actually not the low. My bad. This is the New York low now. Right. Oh, this is something else happened here, which we're gonna learn about later. But Let me find another example real quick. One more example. Let's see that. Nope. This might be this is Asia high. 9 p.m. Yeah, all right, let's look at this one. If it'll give me enough data. Nope. Okay, we're gonna have to find a more recent one. So they don't want to give me enough data to work with. I can't go back that far. Okay, we can actually look at this one, I think. Yeah, we can look at this one. Okay. Actually, no, we need to mark the Asia high. I am tripping. My fault. Or London high. So, the reason why this is a London high, if you go and look, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., Asia session's done. London session started at 2 a.m. too, but boom, we're up here because this is our highest point of the London session, right? So we're gonna mark that. That makes this our London high. So let's go back and see what happened. I'm just going to 1 minute because it happened pretty quick. Once again, we hit this high. V-shape reversal. 1 minute break of structure here. And then I see something else that I can't talk about yet, but there's another confluence and you could have targeted whatever. I mean, it's kind of that simple. It really can't get no easier than that. So yeah, I mean, that's all like liquidity is. It's just orders in a certain place in the market, right? And it's usually at session highs and lows. So what I want you to do is I want you to go back as far as you can, whatever, and just mark every single Asia low, high, New York high, low, whatever, all the session highs and lows, and just see what happens when prices touching these and just seeing what happens, right? I mean, you could have gotten this trade pretty easily. I mean, we opened here in New York. Look how fast you can make your money. Like, this doesn't take long at all. This happens pretty quick, you know. We open up New York here. We hit this London high. We swept liquidity. Boom. V-shape reversal with breaking structure. You enter a trade. You could have entered here if you wanted to. And then you target whatever. You make your money from. It went down here to here. It took what? From 8:37 about 30 minutes. You just get sitting here and then bang, you're done. Make your money. He even went all the way down here. You could have made even more. I mean, and we'll get into how do we target, what to target and stuff like that. We're going to talk about risk management in the next video. And then I'm going to talk about another form of liquidity. But that's really it for this video. Is just liquidity, how to spot reversals off liquidity. The liquidity sweeps, like boom, hit liquidity, hit this high, waiting for that V shape, boom, got that break structure, and we target lower. So yeah, today we're just gonna go and go on. I would say go in the 30-minute time frame or the hourly, market highs and lows. But remember, New York session is only when it opens at 8:30. So you kind of got to go into the 30-minute time frame to mark exactly at 8:30. If 8:30 is the highest it was and it just went straight down. So just be aware of that. And yeah, I put the times ahead in the video, so if you want, you go back, write those down, screenshot it, do what you want. But that's really it for liquidity. It's kind of that simple. And that's when I learned this, when I learned about liquidity, that's when stuff started clicking. This is when I started picking up on stuff. I'm like, okay, this is actually, you know, you get an idea of what we're getting an idea of what we're looking for in the market, what we're targeting, this and that. And still, it might still be a little crazy right now, but when you start seeing it over and over and over and over and over again, like, it'll start clicking, I'm telling you. So what I used to do, and I'm gonna give you a little thing that I used to do. So what I did was well, yeah. What I used to do, let's say when I was at work, well, I used to work at the airport. I would not trade the morning sometimes, and then I go back and I would see what happened in that trading session. What did we hit? If we didn't hit nothing. So like this session, if I wanted to back test this, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna mark our Asia. I can kind of already see what happened. Oh yeah, we just went over, but marked the London high, right? And pretty much boom, price hit it, we reversed, and then we dumped afterward, right? Then where's our lowest point that hasn't gotten hit? The New York low is over here. So this is a low waiting to get hit too, and then, but yeah, that's basically all that happened, and then boom, you could be done for the day and do it again tomorrow, right? Wait for a liquidity sweep, breaking structure on the 1 to 5 minute time frame, and then boom. And we're gonna talk about what to target and how do we use proper risk management. Okay, that's gonna be pretty big. And we're gonna talk about a little bit of patience too. We're gonna talk about that. But yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know if y'all got any questions. I try to explain this as best and simplest as I can to help you understand. So yeah, let me know if y'all got any questions. But until the next video, I am out of here.